iFIBER 1, and we are out here at Moses Lake this morning for the 2012 Solar Cup, hosted by the Moses Lake Irrigation and Rehabilitation District, and they work closely with TIRA, which is the Tacoma Inboard Racing Association, and of course the Solar Cup Committee. And all three organizations have come together to put on just a terrific racing event here in Moses Lake. Want to take you on. We're going to be filming from land today, but I understand they're going to put us in the rescue boat, and that should be some incredible footage. So buckle your seatbelts, folks. You're in for a terrific day of racing here from Moses Lake. I'm Kody Johnson with iFIBER 1, and we are down here at Moses Lake, Airman's Beach, for the 8th annual Solar Cup. With me is Anna Capoletti. She's been the race director here for all 8 years of its existence. Anna, I'm hearing a lot of good things. People are excited. You got some good turnouts. What does it take to pull off a race like this?
It takes a lot. It's definitely a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. You know, when the guys come here and they race and have a smile on their face and are excited and happy to be here, then my job is well worth it.
Now, I understand we set a world record yesterday.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, who was the racer that set the record?
His name is Kyle Ball. He's also a race chairman that will be racing here as well later in the year. So.
Wow. Now, I understand that a lot of the racers, they love this water. What is it about Moses Lake that draws the racers here?
It's great racing conditions. I mean, it's open field. It's just the most, calm water, as you can tell right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is perfect racing water.
Now, with me also is Aaron Stevens, one of the racing officials. Aaron, you've been with the Solar Cup for about 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been a fun experience. I've came on board to help Anna out with it. You know, as we keep getting bigger and bigger, it takes a few more of us to do this. And, you know, it's always fun to be here. I live in Tri-City, so this is my hometown race. And we always look forward to coming up here, bring everybody, families, friends. And that's one of the nice things with this race is a lot of even the guys from Seattle bring a lot of their family because it is a very family-friendly race.
Now, I noticed we were talking just a little bit before the interview. You have 3 radios that you have attached to you. You seem to be a central point of communication here.
Yeah, well, between me and Anna, I think we carry 6 radios. I'm on the tower. I'm one of the referees of the event, the race weekend. I'm also Anna's right-hand man when it comes to this. She's the chairman of this whole thing, and I'm her sidekick at doing all this. So we communicate an awful lot. I do have direct radio communication with the pit bosses, so that way, you know, there's direct and it's not other people chiming in. I got one for rescue, and then there's one for the park department, who's been a great host for us. MLIRD, awesome people, love the park. And then we also have just our Tacoma Inboard radios, which is for all the officials that are part of Tacoma Inboard. So there's a lot of people that it takes to put all this together. And I guess I'm the one that everybody starts handing radios to.
I get the sense that you guys have been involved in racing for longer than just the 4 and 8 years.
Yeah, actually in July it'll be 30 years that I've been racing with hydroplanes. My dad used to race hydroplanes, went all the way up to Unlimiteds, and now we're Now I'm doing this, so it's a family tradition. You know, it's kind of, you'll see a lot of generations here. So it's absolutely the best family sport.
It is. It's one of those things that it gets in your blood.
Absolutely.
Now, how would you compare it against race car? Is there any similarities here?
Yeah, there are a lot of similarities here. One of the things you look at is the motors. You know, you have 4 cylinders, 8 cylinders, big blocks, small blocks. So there is a similarity with the engines. They're all the same engines. You know, there is one class that you take the NASCAR engine out of a NASCAR and you can put it right in one of our boats and run it. You do a little bit different tuning because we don't have wheels, we have a propeller. So there is a few small details there. And we do circle tracks, flags are the same, you know, we do countdowns. We don't do as many laps because we can't hold as much gas in the boats, and that really affects it. So that's where you start to see the changes, but the races ran just like NASCAR would with flags, everything else, and the engines are the main key thing that can relate back and forth.
Now, what kind of speeds are we talking about here?
We have J's hydros, which are for 9 to 14-year-old kids that go 35 miles an hour. And our biggest class this weekend is the National Mon, which the record on this course is 111 miles an hour average speed. So they're usually around 150 to 160 as they enter the corners.
That's just amazing. Wouldn't be a good weekend to go fishing on Moses Lake, I suppose.
Probably not. Probably not.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you. I want to thank you for taking a moment with us. I know you guys got a lot of prep work to do here for the final day of racing, and you know, congratulations. We've heard from some fans already saying you guys have pulled off a terrific event. I mean, every year it's great, but you know, people are saying this year it's been a lot of fun.
It's absolutely very humbling to hear. I really appreciate that. To me, just makes my my job worthwhile, and so I appreciate everybody from Moses Lake, and definitely, like Aaron said, the Moses Lake Business Association and MLIRD, most fantastic people I've ever worked with in my entire life. So thank you again for having us.
All right, we're stopping down here in pit row. Got kind of a nice story here. We got a father-son team. Father took first in 2 heats yesterday, and I guess we got the son behind the wheel today. Can you introduce yourselves for our race fans?
Yeah, I'm Brent Harnack from Spokane, Washington.
Josh Harnack from Spokane, Washington.
Now, evidently racing, it kind of runs in the family here?
Yeah, it all started with my grandfather when he started me when I was 5 years old. So the boat's name is Mr. Jiggs, and it's after my grandfather's World War I bomber squadron. So we brought the bomber squadron came back over to the United States, and it's a B-52 squadron in Barksdale, Louisiana. So that's what the boat's the name of.
That's pretty neat. Now, how long have you been racing?
About 10, 12 years, right in there.
Now, have you raced this boat here before?
No, this will be my first time in this boat.
Are you excited?
Very excited, nervous.
A little nervous. I would be too. Now, I hear these boats can get, what, up to 150, 160 miles an hour?
I believe so, yeah. We'll see.
Well, I guess we will see. Does it put a little pressure on you? The old man took first twice yesterday?
I've got big shoes to fill, yeah. There's awful big shoes.
All right. So what are we looking forward to today? Is it are you here for how many heats?
2 heats today.
Now this is the big class, and for our race fans watching back home, can you explain this division as compared to some of the smaller divisions we've got?
Yeah, our smallest division is the 1 liter, which is Ski-Doo motors, and they push right around 100, I believe. And then our class here, it's a 350 punched out to a 368, and they'll do 150 if everything's right.
Now, how fast do you think you were going yesterday?
I think we were pushing 140. It was running pretty good. Last year we ran with them pretty hard and had an injury, so we couldn't continue the season. So started off this yesterday with a good heat, 2 good heats, and we're really jacked. Ready to go.
Now, who else races in the family here?
Well, right now, me and him. My daughter would like to race with us, but she has a son, so we kind of keep her on the sidelines. But she's one of the biggest supporters we got, too. And we got a heck of a team. Our team has been together for probably the last 10 years, and these guys know how to put it down and get it right. We're pretty happy.
Do you want to introduce them real quick?
Yeah, I could. This is Pat and Carla right here, Porter. There's Dave and Dave's brother Mike, and Brady Allen, my nephew, and this is the other Dave right here. So we got one of the bigger teams around, but and my daughter Nikki. So we have one of the bigger teams around, but everybody has a job, and that's why the boat looks so hot and good and goes fast.
Now you mentioned your daughter has a son.
Yes.
Have you started him racing yet, or?
Connor's got a little bit of a physical disability, but he's one of our main supporters. I mean, he'll talk your ear off. If he was over here, he'd tell you all about it.
So it's still in the blood.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He got in a boat last year for his first time. I took him out in an outboard. We also race outboard hydroplanes, and I took him for his first ride last year. He's 11.
What did you think of that?
Oh, it wasn't fast enough.
Okay. Well, I know you guys are busy. I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you so much for taking a moment with us.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Moses Lake and the people around here. It's a great venue to race at and a beautiful spot, and we kind of figure we're the home team boat, so thank you for having us.
There you go. Josh, good luck today.
Debbie Mirror.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're going to put boats in the water. In fact, boats are going into the water right now as we get ready, as I said, for a full schedule of racing today to include various classes of outboard hydroplanes, outboard runabouts. We also have vintage inboard hydroplanes. We have a full set of inboard racing hydroplanes. a full schedule, and everybody will be out on the water a minimum of 2 times, so it will be a full day. Let's take a moment before we get to the racing action and thank some of the people that are responsible for this wonderful event. And we'd like to start with the Moses Lake Irrigation and Rehabilitation District. These people are all over the area down here. They do such a wonderful job of keeping this area in the shape that it is, and we thank them for their efforts and their participation in helping to put this event on. The Grant County Sheriff's Department, you have to dot the I's and cross the T's to put an event on like this, and they have been extremely helpful in making sure that we are able to do that, so again, we can put this show out on the water. Moses Lake Lions Club, they're serving breakfast and lunch. I can speak firsthand this morning. I stopped up there and had breakfast with them this morning. If you're hungry, that's the place to go. It's great food, they're a great group of guys, and we thank them for their participation. The people we never had to hear from yesterday, and we don't want to hear from them, American Medical Response. We got the ambulance over there. It's a necessary part of any racing activity. We're glad to have them here. We hope they sit there very quietly as they did yesterday. And finally, the Moses Lake Business Association and the Solar Cup Committee. These are the folks that work round the clock, around the year to put an event on like this. It doesn't happen with just a couple of weeks' work. It happens because of dedicated people in your community here that come together so we can come together as a community and enjoy this wonderful venue and boat racing on Moses Lake. With that, we are about ready to go boat racing. We are going to start with Stock Hydro, I understand, and we will have activity on the water momentarily. The boats are going into the water, so stand by. We are about to begin the 2012 Solar Cup at Moses Lake, Day 2. Because he's given up positions left and right down the backstretch. But meanwhile, it is our leader, Sean Byrne, out of Yakima, Washington, opened up a lot of water on everybody. He's got a bunch of boats in his rearview mirror, but right now they are back quite a ways. So it is all Sean Byrne in boat number 169. Watch his arc through the corner. Good water conditions for these guys. We are on lap number 2 of 4. Right now, the best race on the water is for 3rd place. There's 2 boats literally tied together up there for position number 3. But our leader comes down, both running beautifully at the completion of lap number 2, and he has got 2 up, 2 down, and 2 to go. Sean Byrne, 2nd place. 2nd place of all Jonathan Nielsen. We got a good battle going. John Peters on the outside is in 3rd place, but he's got company just to his left on the inside. Peters, who ran very, very well yesterday, finds himself now outside in 3rd place and making a move on 2nd. Look at Peters, he is the monk in 3rd place right now. He's got pressure on the inside, but he himself is applying pressure on the outside. So good racing for 2nd place right now. Again, lap number 3 of 4. Byrne with a good start, at least at the beginning. We're still checking the legality of it and making sure everybody was legal on it. But on the water, it is all Sean Byrne. But again, the race is for 2nd place as Kyle Ball making a move on the outside. He is in 3rd. He was up there in 4th position last time. Now he is in 3rd, making a move on 2nd place, so keep an eye on him. But meanwhile, here comes our leader, and he gets the white flag with 1 lap to go. 3 up, 3 down, 1 to go. It is Sean Byrne out of Yakima. Now here is your race right now, and it is between Jonathan Nielsen and John Peters. Peters is going to try to run down Nielsen on the outside. He's got boat speed, but Nielsen's got lane position. This is the last lap, lap 4. Great race in there for 2nd place. Looking for Peters to stick his nose out there around Nielsen. The race is for 2nd place. Looks like 1 boat. There's 2, and there's Peters right there. Peters has got a boat like now on Nielsen on the outside. Our leader running clean down the backstretch. But it is Kyle Ball on the outside, Peters on the outside, who has moved past Nielsen and is now in 2nd place, but that is certainly still up for grabs. Nielsen with lane position on the inside. There's a lot of eyes right here checking out a monitor. I gotta believe they're looking at that start one more time, but again, we will call the boats as they are on the water. And as they are on the water, it is boat number 169. He has been there since the apex of the first turn. It is Sean Byrne out of Yakima, Washington. He looks to his right, checkered flag. Watch him set up in the cockpit as soon as he goes across. There it is. He acknowledges the checkered flag. Second place on the boat, with the water, is John Peters, followed in there by Jonathan Nielsen. Fourth place will be boat number 25. That'll be David Sullivan out of Squim. Those are your first four finishers. The fifth boat across the line is R17 out of Bremerton. That is Zach Mayock. 17R, Ryan Johnson crosses behind him, followed by boat number 48. That'll be Ken McMurphy. And then we have John Glenn Wasenko out of Victoria, British Columbia. He had the big day yesterday, setting a new world record in his Seastock runabout. But a good run here for our Seastock Hydros, putting on a very good show. I'm going to go check with the officials, see if there's any call with regard to the stuff. for the start. These guys are doing a great job of the nose, scoring out in lead. They're both in good position on the back here. will bring home Troy Holberg. So we had 4 starts, going to get 3 to finish here. I'm going to lay the microphone down now. I'm going to go make sure that start wasn't deemed illegal, and I'll be back with what we know. Very interesting, wasn't it? Freeze frame tape for that start. Darren, boat number 63. Sorry, bud, you got across just a little bit too early. So, John Peters, I can tell you, you were sitting right on the line when that clock went 0. I don't think you could have been any closer. And there was 3 or 4 of us peering at that screen. But John Peters, you were legal. Darren Goring in 63, sorry, you were not. So, John, boat number 499, you were our winner of our D-Stock Hydro. World record in that class is an average speed of about 70 miles an hour a lap. You were running 68s and 69s, so you were right there, running very close to a world record speed. So good show, guys, good racing. We're just a tick below world record speeds here. And now I'm going to grab an official and find out who's up next. Who we got? J-Stocks? No, we got J-Stock Hydro. Okay, we'll be with you in a countdown in a minute.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
We had Taylor Anderson. He is down there. Okay, well, he's coming in. Taylor Anderson coming in third in this heat, but the young man has got a little bit more airtime than the other racers. This is his first race, and I understand you gentlemen have a little bit to do with getting him out on the water for the first time here.
Oh, absolutely.
This is Taylor's dad. You guys want to introduce yourselves real quick?
Sure, I'm Jason Anderson, and this is my dad, Terry.
Good afternoon or good morning. What a thrill.
And I've been watching this game my whole life and never had the drive to get in the boat. My dad's been racing for as long as I've been alive, and it's really good to see my son get a good interest in it and finally got a big success this morning.
Yesterday was a tough day. I mean, we've been looking forward to this, and he had some problems getting the boat on plane yesterday, and the people from Seattle Outboard here have been, Seattle Outboard Association has been wonderful in helping them. A big thank you to J.W. Myers, who is the driver and owner of the U11 Unlimited race boat. He has been the Peters and May. He has kind of taken Taylor under his wing this weekend and shown him what to do out there. So got a pretty proud grandpa here. So.
You know, as far as races go, I mean, I think this one's probably going to be one that you remember, and probably Taylor will probably remember too. When you first started racing, it was a number of years ago. Where did you first start, and do you remember your first race?
Yes, I do. My first race was in about 1983 over at Yelm, Lake Lawrence. And, you know, you never forget that. You know, I can tell you who was in the heat and who was there and who the referee was, and you bet you never forget that first time out.
How'd you do in that race?
I think I got fourth out of about 5 or 6, if I remember right. But, you know, there's a couple and that was only because a couple of guys conked out. It wasn't because I was fast.
Well, you got to start somewhere, don't you?
That's right, and you know, boat racing has been a family event for us. We've tried to always place family first and boat racing second. If there's a family event to go to, we go to that, and my wife has been understanding, and you know, Taylor's parents are hopefully understanding on this thing as well. His uncle races, so this is actually the 3rd generation that's qualifying, you know, getting their first heat in today, so pretty thrilling.
That's pretty neat. Well, you know, congratulations to Taylor Anderson one more time. Is he in yet?
It'll take him a few minutes.
All right. First race, Taylor Anderson. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
This is hometown. Nicely done. He's got both fists up in the air. Yes, sir. Nicely done. Checkered flags are checkered flags. When you get them, they're great. All right, we're going with 20 SS, correct? Countdown. Stand by for countdown for 20 SS, right? Yep, that's what we got. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 3 minutes. Green flag. good-looking start as these guys came across the line. Right now, we've got some good racing right up front of the pack. We've got 4 boats, but very, very close together. Not quite sure who is out there in the lead. These guys are running hard. This is a good-looking boat race on lap number 1 of 4 for our Seed Stock Hydro. Got the spotters lining up here. We will start calling out the numbers. Look at the racing going on. In fact, that's second, third, and fourth. But good racing, and he ran very, very close to the record the last time he was out on the course. He may be trying to lay one down now, but as far as the record, that's one thing. Look at the run for second place in the rearview mirror. And we've got a bit of an accident right here on the start finish line. We got a man around the boat, making his way back to the boat right now. There does appear to be a little bit of debris on the line. There's still who has found his way back to his boat right here on the front straightaway. Kyle Ball, who in a runabout class yesterday set a new world record. So that is Kyle Ball that is hanging right here in the start-finish line. Meanwhile, we've got Kyle Lewis and John Peters putting on a whale of a show out front. These guys are really going at it. Kyle Ball is okay. He has waved his hands. He's holding on to the bow of his boat up there. He's all right. He knows he needs to be right with it right there. This John Peters and Arlington. These two guys are literally back to back as they are 2 laps into this one. In fact, they're 3 laps into this one. The white flag is hanging, so this is the final lap 1 hour later. It is Kyle Lewis and John Peters. Peters is on the outside. Lewis is on the inside. Looks like one boat over there. There's actually 2 of them. These guys are really going at it. They are side by side. There's the nose of Peters' boat now. He's got about 3/4 of a boat length. Literally the throw blanket across both of these guys. Now it is a full boat length for Peters, but he's on the outside. Lewis is going to have lane position as they come down here for the completion of their final lap. The white flag is up, the checkered flag is ready. I've done it. Peters on the outside.
Come on, Kyle. Come on. Come on, Kyle.
Lewis is across. Light racing in our C-Stock Hydros. Third place and coming across right now is David Sullivan, and he will be followed in there by Zach Mayock. Check that, that's Ryan Johnson, both of boats number 17. easy to get those two confused. And then Jonathan Nielsen comes by. Then it is Ken Murphy and John Glenn Wasenko from Victoria, BC. And there is Zach Mayotte. He comes across in the other boat 17, that's R17, and then there is a 17R, who I'm imagine is anxious for somebody to get over there and give him a hand. I had my eye was on the leaders down in the lower corner, and I did not see what happened to Kyle Ball. I'll find somebody up here that did and get them to explain what they saw. I didn't see. I'm told that apparently the boat hooked, and then did he roll it over? Okay, so he's apparently barrel rolled it. There is some damage to the boat. There's some pieces laying in the water alongside. As our Sea-Stock Hydros come back to the pit area, guys are putting on a good show. That's two today. Couldn't get a much better show than you just got out of John Peters and Kyle Lewis. On the left side spots and hanging on to the front of it. This is a very accomplished driver. He knows what to do. As I said, the man set a world speed record yesterday, not in this class, but in a runabout class. And he did it in some pretty lumpy water conditions. But we'll get that situation taken care of. Get Kyle back in here. While we take care of Mr. Ball out there and get his boat and him back here to the pit area, will give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Haven't yet done that today, and of course, I think we've pretty much drilled it into everyone that you cannot have an event like this unless you have sponsors. Let's step up to the plate. The best part is these are local sponsors. These are your neighbors. These are your friends. These are the people in the neighborhood that you go down and spend your money with. And we appreciate that they reciprocate and give back to the community in the form of sponsorship dollars for an event like this. Let's start with the folks from Tyco Incorporated. Local company here, wants to be a part of this event, wants you to.
All right. We had to take a quick moment here, come into the pit area, and I'm standing here with Kyle Ball. Kyle, I understand you had kind of a nice run yesterday.
I did. I set a world record with the Sea-Stock runabout class right here.
Now, is that the first time you've set a world record?
No. Same boat last fall. I set the mile course record. This was the 1.25 mile course record. So, not my first time.
Now, how long you been racing?
17 years. Since I was 10, I started in the little junior class.
Now, are you running today too?
Yeah, we raced today. I'm running this again soon, and I raced my other class earlier and actually had an accident and tipped the boat over and broke the sponson off, which is the side of the boat.
Now, you did that yesterday?
I did that today.
That was you? Okay, well, I think we caught that on film.
Oh, good, you got that on film.
Gee, you're gonna make the highlight reel for both occasions.
Yeah. I mean, it's boat racing. You get your ups and your downs. Yesterday you're setting world records. Today you're breaking stuff. So.
Now, about how fast was it? I didn't catch it on the PA for that record.
The record was an average of 58.7 miles an hour, and we're probably topping out about 65 miles an hour with this.
Now, you told me you're out of Snohomish, Washington. How many times have you raced here in Moses Lake?
Oh, too many times to count. I've been racing here for a long time. Race here at least once a year in the fall, sometimes in the spring like now. And in 2007, we had the Stock Nationals here as well. And in 2014, we'll actually have the Stock Nationals here again.
Wow. Now, I've heard from a lot of drivers, you guys like the water out here.
We do. It's, well, right now we don't. We got too much of a breeze going on right now, but the water's really nice. When it's really hot, it lays the water out, and when it gets a little cool and gets a little cloudy, that's when the wind starts coming. So right now we're not too okay with that, but yesterday's water was good, so.
No, well, nice for breaking a record. A world record.
Yes, definitely. You got to have the flat water for the world record stuff.
All right. Well, thank you. We want to wish you good luck for your upcoming run.
Great. Thank you very much.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep Seattle students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Great people there. Again, part of the community, part of the local fabric that pulls this community together for this type of an event. Basin Family Chiropractic. Probably every driver here could go pay him a visit on Monday morning after getting bounced around. J&K Recycling. Again, local people stepping up to help out this community. The fine folks at Perfection Tire and Automotive, servicing all your automotive and automobile needs. Penn Lorick, True Value Hardware Store. Driving around this morning looking for an ATM and a cup of coffee. Looked to my left and saw Penn Lorick, True Value Hardware on Stratford Road. I made sure I read the street sign so I knew where I was. So nice looking facility there. They were closed or I would have seen if they had an ATM. And then finally and lastly, the good folks at Pump Tech from right here in Moses Lake. They've been involved in boat racing on a number of levels for a number of years. Thank them very much. Said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Please, when you're out and about in the community, if you see these people here, or when you're out driving around, poke your head at the door and let these folks know how much you appreciate what they do to assist in putting on this event. Mr. Ball has come back to the pit area. His boat is now coming back in the left side of that boat. Oh, there we go. We turned the boat the other way, and there's a sponson on the left side of the boat, and if you looked at it, there's definitely Riverside Sponson is sitting in the boat right now. So some major structural damage there to that hydroplane. But does not appear to be any structural damage to this pole. That's the most important thing. He comes in for rescue captain standing here on the phone. He says thank you to the rescue team and walks away. That's the way we like to see that happen. Boat racing. Where are my friends over there at the entrance to the pit area with the t-shirts? T-shirt people, how are we doing over there? You still got some left? Got any? Yeah, I got thumbs up over there. They still got some t-shirts, so they got 15 or 20 extra small still left over there, so hop on over. Now they got all the sizes, so get over there. It's a great t-shirt. I've got one. I'd probably empty the park if I took this shirt off and put one of those on, so I will save that for the break. Woo! Anyway, we're getting ready to go racing again. We got a patrol boat and a rescue team to put back out on the water. How about we give it up a little bit for our rescue guys here? Did a nice job. Got over there quickly. Got Kyle Ball back in. Good job, guys. Yeah, where's the music, guys? When these guys went out this morning, they had some good stuff going there. All right, so we'll get them in place, and then we're going to go racing. 2, 1, mark. his hands full trying to catch him. A lot of these guys have been pushing the start, but that one was beautiful. All four boats were about a tick behind the line. Nobody was right on top of it. So I think visually this one was definitely a good start. And right now, Darren Dorway is looking for a pretty good finish here on that number 2. This is either number 63, he led all 4 laps. Nice to have that inside lane position. He had it. He had a good start. And if you've got enough boat speed to back it up, that can add up to a real good recipe for a win. And that's what Darren got. Second place is over Troy Only. Driving boat number 92, Troy. Good looking hydroplane right there. And John Peters comes across in boat number 4 and 99R. Not quite sure what went wrong with Dave Anderson, but he has pulled the pin on it. He is going to bring the boat back to the pit area. Dave's not even going to try and finish here. He has cut the course and he's going to bring his boat back. So something went definitely wrong with Dave Anderson. This is him coming back to the pit area here. Anderson's boat certainly looks okay. He looks okay. Something out there that he was on. Boat number 63. Thumbs up for Darren. Darren just came by. Richard is getting a little soupy out there and wants everybody to be aware of it. The Solar Cup t-shirts over here. Okay, we'll wait right here. Here's what you're looking for. You're looking for a Solar Cup t-shirt like this. There's some color on here, see? Look at all that color on there. There you go. There we go, right here on the judges' stand. Solar Cup t-shirts. $15. It's a very nice, high-quality T-shirt. If I could find a phone booth to jump into, I'm going to put mine on. Scare most of these people away if I changed here. All right, we got Chase Dock Hydros on the water. We're inside 1 minute. We're inside 50 seconds. We have lost Taylor Anderson. He is right down at the apex of turn number 1. We've still got Jared Martin running up the backstretch. Maddie having a little bit of trouble right here on the front straightaway. This may not fly. Come on, Maddie. All right, and we are going to throw a black flag on the race course here. We are going to abort our Chase Dock Hydros. Got a nice looking clean event. Ready to go? Thumbs up over there. Ready to look at the stuff. Where's Conrad over there? There he is. Yes, see, I've got it. They made their way over here. I know who's behind the wheel this time. Whiskey. Ready to go. Okay. Who's first place? Christy. All right, here we go. You run this thing before? That's a great competition. Very good. GP95s, please report to your boats. GP95s, report to your boats. All right, we're going to put some inboards on the water. We're going to start with our big vintage boat. This is always fun, Sean. Who we got over there in some of those other boats? I got 2 of them. You got the other 2?
I do. In the Agitator, Nick Bottolato, I think, is driving today. That's a beautiful boat. Him and his team have done a great job. Jerry Kelson driving the Fulham Express. Bob and Captain Fulham also. All of these boats are working hard.
They really are. You guys put on a great show, and so we're all ready. We're anxious. We're ready to go. Where are we on a countdown? Well, we're waiting. Got to get a couple of boats off the course, so that's it. Hang tight. Maddie and Martin finding their way back to the dock here. Got in trouble coming out here. So Nick Bonacy, you come over and give me a hand here and do a little announcing? I've never known you to be shy. Yeah. And we'll start with this group here in the venue boat. Maybe a thumbs up. There he is. Hey, thank you for moving this speaker. I did hear you say that this morning. You gave me the wireless mic, and now I can walk anywhere without squeaking. Thank you. You good to go, did I hear? All right, stand by for countdown. We're about ready to roll here, I think. You ready to go? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Green flag on the race cars. Let's go. Educator. First away from the dot. Looking good. There he is.
we're out here on the water with John and Pat. John, you are running one of the support boats today. What's it like being out here on the water with these hydroplanes?
It's actually a lot of fun. It is by all means the best seat in the house. We get to sit on the inside of the racetrack and watch some world-class racing action. Set several world records yesterday, and they're actually hoping to do a few today. It's pretty fun to watch.
Now, we weren't out here yesterday. Was it a little bit calmer yesterday?
The weather was a little calmer, yeah. We got a little bit of chop out here. It slows down the smaller boats somewhat. Doesn't seem to bother the big ones, though.
All right. Well, I think we're just about ready to get underway. Thank you once again for having us out here on your boat.
You bet.
Number of races here on this side of the mountains and on the west side too.
Yes, we do. Over here we have Pateros, Chelan, of course Moses Lake, and one up in a Soyuz that we do. And there's several other ones that the inboard races cover by themselves, but those are the ones that Region 10 Patrol and Rescue takes care of.
And you cover Seafair also.
Seafair is a different group. The Seafair Boat Club handles all the patrol and rescue out there, but virtually everybody in my rescue team works for that team as well.
And we were also talking about the pontoons. I was asking about how accurate they are, and you were talking they're pretty accurate because people are setting world records here.
Yes, they are, and in order to be an official world record, the course is actually surveyed by a professional surveyor. They have transit equipment on the shore, and they have portable equipment they take out, and the surveyor sets this course personally when we're certified for world records.
And you were saying that if a record is set, they actually go out and double check it.
Yes, they double check immediately thereafter to make sure the course hasn't moved or been bumped by a boat.
Yeah, it looks like we got a boat dead in the water there.
Yep, Patrol 4 will pick.
Now, John, you said you've got 8 boats out here today, but you got a crew of about 40 that you use during the course of the race season.
Yeah, we sure do. We don't. We're all volunteers, and people have lives of their own, and they can't make every race. So we rotate people in and out: divers, medics, patrol boats, and everyone makes whatever races they can. It's a bit of a coordination issue, but keeps everybody happy and keeps all the races covered.
Now, do you coordinate that effort?
I do. With the help of Rich Cassidy and Bob Allison, we take care of the whole team. We work with the individual race teams as far as what they need for support, race dates, race locations, and things like that.
Looks like we got our rescue dog too on hand.
Yeah, that's let's see, which one is that? That's Ben. Yeah, he's one of the best trained dogs I've ever seen. He's absolutely amazing. He goes out with them every time. He's not on the rescue boat, he's in one of the patrol boats, and he's their mascot.
He's got his life jacket on.
Yes, he does. Safety first, you know.
So we got a couple boats dead in the water here right now, and you're going to wait till the race is over before you go collect those?
Yes, if they were in the infield, we could put a line on them, but since they're both in harm's way right now, we have to wait till the race is over. If for some reason the referee thinks we need to go get them sooner for whatever reason, if they're sinking or on fire, something like that, he'd put a stop to the race, we'd go get them. But as it is right now, they've just lost power and they're just floating.
John, do you have a favorite class of racing you like to see from this vantage point?
I do like to watch the GPs, and unfortunately they couldn't make it out here today. Also the K-boats, and there's only one of them was able to make it today. They've both sustained a lot of damage in some races prior, broken motors mostly, so they're off fixing things today, and hopefully they'll have them all out and up and running at Issaquah.
Now, when's the next time you're going to be back in this area?
Next up, race for Region 10 Patrol and Rescue is over in Issaquah. Next time we're over here is Oroville, July 21st and 22nd. That's a bit of a drive, but Usually it's a fun race. It's a beautiful venue.
I've never been out to the one out there at Orville, but I've heard, yeah, very popular up there. So what got you started providing support for these races?
You know, actually I just ran into a fellow boater down on Black Lake many years ago, and he told me that tomorrow, Saturday, he was going to be out doing support for the hydroplane races. And I thought that sounded kind of cool, and he asked me if I wanted to come help. And I've been doing it ever since. That was 1983.
So yeah, you've been doing this for a little while.
Yep, sure have. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Gets me out on the boat, and you get to watch some fantastic racing.
And sounds like we got another.
Clock malfunction. This guy stopped. 204, you want to pick up that white one?
John, thank you very much for having us on your boat here for these last couple races.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming out and watching the hydroplanes.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
talk to him about that starting procedure. That was unbelievable. He proved the point. You don't have to be the one to break the clock. If you got 25 miles an hour on everybody else, say goodnight.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
It's always wildfire season somewhere in America. Nearly 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by the carelessness of humans and could be prevented. But together, we can make a difference.
Watch what I can do!
Help protect the home of our forest friends.
Come on! You can do it!
Only you can prevent wildfires.
To find out more, log on to SmokeyBear.com.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep Seattle students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey? 9 out of 10 wildfires are are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.